So today I want to talk about 10 different new features and changes coming to your iPhone with iOS 18.5. The software is expected on Monday, May 12, and these are going to be 10 different changes you'll see on your iPhone after you update to iOS 18.5. Now, I've been running the RC on my primary device, the iPhone 16 Pro Max. At the end of the video, I wanted to share my thoughts as into what the software feels like in terms of stability, performance, bugs, battery life, and everything else in between. So let's start with some of the latest new features and changes coming to your iPhone. The first thing I want to talk about is the emails application, because we have several changes happening here. If you go into your inbox, we have the inbox categories, and on the top right here we have the three dots. Now if you tap here, you now have one additional option, which is the show contact photos. So right there is the contact photo on the message thread. If I unselect that, you see that the photo disappears. So obviously if you reselected, the photo for the contact will reappear there on the message thread. Now something else I've noticed is new is the animation when swiping between your categories here in your inbox. So you have different categories from updates to transactions to primary. But if you swipe all the way to the left, you get all your inbox in one single thread, as you can see right there. And you also have this really cool sweet animation when you swipe between. So yeah, a few minor changes happening to the emails application with iOS 18.5. Now something else new is a new watch face. A new watch face for Pride Harmony is now available within iOS 18.5. Right there it is. As you can see, you have the option to go ahead and modify it if you wish to do so. We have a description for the actual Pride Harmony watch face if you want to use that. And we also have the Pride wallpaper. So if we go into the categories here for wallpapers, head on over into Pride. Right here it is. You now have the ability to add this as your wallpaper. And if you swipe up, you see this animation with the wallpaper. I think it's pretty cool. So there it is. The new Pride Harmony wallpaper is now available. Now Apple has also consolidated previous Pride wallpapers into one. So if this one right here used to take up to 4 spaces right here in the wallpaper category, now it's just consolidated into one, and once you select it, you can swipe to the left to change the colors, as you can see right there, instead of having to select each one individually. So yeah, new Pride wallpapers and new watch faces available with iOS 18.5. And if you have an always on display device, every time you tap to wake your device, you get a different pattern right there, you see, with the new Pride wallpaper available within iOS 18.5. Now something else is the ability to remove the back tap banner from the back tap feature on your iPhone. So if you double tap the back of your device, you see that banner right there that shows up when you enable the back tap actions. If you go into settings, head on over to accessibilities, under touch, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you have the back tap option. And right there you have the show banner or the remove banner option when you turn it off. So if you double tap and use the back tap feature, you see right there, the banner no longer appears. So you do have the option to remove it within iOS 18.5. Now something else that's been modified here with this software update is the Apple Care and Warranty section. So right here you'll find that the actual section itself looks a little different from previous software. So you see right there, you get the Apple Care on the top right here, and then you get the list of all of your devices, as you can see right here, right there attached to your Apple account. So minor changes happening here to the UI and the way this looks within iOS 18.5 as well. Now with iOS 18.5, for those parents out there, if you use screen time on your child and your child tries to enter the screen time passcode without your knowledge, you'll now get a notification letting you know that the child has attempted to unlock the screen time on their devices. So yeah, screen time notification for parents will now be available within iOS 18.5 so that you know every time your child tries to unlock their devices while on screen time. Okay, keep that in mind. Now, for those with iPhone 13, every iPhone 13 will get carrier support for satellite. So if you have an iPhone 13, carrier support satellite feature will be available within iOS 18.5. This is something that Apple has officially announced, and this is big news for iPhone 13 owners, because obviously this is all models from the mini all the way to the Pro and the Pro Max. iPhone 13 gaining those carrier provided satellite features available on iPhone 13. Now there's one bug that Apple is fixing with iOS 18.5, and that is an issue with the Apple Vision Pro application, where sometimes you would launch the application and you would get an entirely black screen. It wouldn't load. So now everything is flowing buttery smooth, which brings me to the last topic, how's the software running? How's the battery life? And should you update? Well, based on my experience over the past several weeks of testing the betas on iPhone 15, iPhone 13, 16, even older devices, in terms of animations and performance, everything is buttery smooth. I can't complain. I haven't encountered any major issues in terms of animation, launching applications, and things of that nature. So everything from, launching apps, scrolling, using the control center, even customizing the control center feels a lot smoother with iOS 18.5, which I'm happy to report. Now, obviously, you want to make sure that after you update your device, you let it sit for a few minutes until everything is indexed and into place so that you don't run into any issues after updating. Another thing I like to talk about, of course, is battery life, because a lot of you guys are asking. So in terms of battery life, I have to say it's been pretty solid over the past several days. You see they're very consistent in terms of battery life. Some days you see here lower than others. That's because I'm testing other devices instead of this iPhone. But you see there, the days that I use this iPhone, everything is basically consistent across the board. I'm getting through my entire day with no problem running iOS 18.5. Battery life seems to be pretty solid. So iOS 18.5 again should be available tomorrow. These are 10 new features and changes and bug fixes coming to your devices. Let me know what you think about this software update in those comments down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.